Hello and welcome along to the shed. Hashtag Irish Blues Mafia with me, Trevor. You're very welcome along to It's Now the Wednesday show today because unfortunately, as you can hear at my voice, I have a bit of a chest infection. So please bear with me. I won't keep today's show too long. I just want to run through the week 10 games and talk about a few things. Just make up for the video that I should have done last night. So I do apologize and please excuse the chest and the voice. You're very welcome along to the show. I'm just going to run through the week 10 games and let you know my thoughts on certain things and talk about the Bills win against the Colts. So on Thursday night, I think I discussed this on last Friday's video about the Bengals and the Ravens. The Ravens won 35-34 and it was a shootout. It's just a shame that the umpires didn't get it correct on the 2-point play by the Bengals when there should have been, I know, 3 separate fouls at least, and it might have put it into overtime, or even the Bengals would have won, which would have made it very interesting if especially for them, because their season basically is now over because they're 2 games behind the Ravens in head-to-head, and you can make that a third game in the group. Then on Sunday, it was the Munich game. It was the Panthers hosting the Giants in Munich. Now, it looked to be an amazing event. I watched some of the highlights from it and seen the videos of before and during it. And it's a place where one day, please God, I will get there and see the atmosphere. Hopefully, the Bills will be playing there, but if not, we'll get to see some team. But the game itself, I tipped the Giants. I thought them for Brian Dable, they might pull it off, but they didn't. The Panthers won 20 points to 17 in overtime. The Giants are in bother. Brian Dable's in bother. Daniel Jones, he better enjoy New York for as long as he has there because they're going to have to ship him out. He's not good enough. Their team is weak in lots of spots, but if your quarterback ain't leading you, no more than another New York team, so-called New York team, they ain't going to win games. So congratulations to Bryce Young and the Panthers. It's a good win. Then we had the Patriots at the Bears, and my friend Colin, he was at that game, and he did not see the best of the Bears. They were awful. 19 points to 3, the Patriots beat them easily. Never looked in doubt. Patriots looked like a team that could go places, and they're a team that's rebuilding. And Caleb Williams and the Bears, well, they've now released or sacked or fired, whatever way you want to call it, their offensive coach, and Matt Eberflus could be in bother too because Caleb Williams doesn't look a patch on the Caleb Williams from college. This is the third Bears big quarterback that they've got in recent years, and they've all flopped, and something needs to be done. He held on to the ball way too long. He just invited tackles and invited getting to be sacked, and I think it was 9 sacks they had in them on that day. So that was the Patriots. They get a win. Then we move on to the Bills and the Colts, our own game. Now, this wasn't the prettiest win, but you have to weigh it up that we did not have our 2 top wide receivers, Amari Cooper and Keon Coleman. And I can understand that if there's any doubt in them, you would rather them be fit for this Sunday's game against the Chiefs than you would for playing against the Colts. You think you should be strong enough to beat the Colts. We did beat the Colts. We bet them 30-20. It wasn't a convincing win, but it was a good win. Our defense stood up. Josh Allen did not have his best game, but we got the win. And you can't expect Josh Allen to have his best game every day. And it was good that we got the win when Josh Allen did have an off day. Now, his off day wasn't too bad. He still had a rushing touchdown. He did throw 2 interceptions, but he threw for 280 yards as well. So it wasn't that he was awful. It was just that for Josh Allen, it wasn't a typical Josh Allen performance. But he is human, and that's, and Josh Allen will lead us and is leading us. And, I have no criticism of Josh Allen because I'd rather the Josh Allen that gives you everything than the Josh Allen where you tie his hand behind your back and say, you can only do so much. So we will take that. James Cook, he had a rushing touchdown. Josh Allen had a rushing touchdown. Ray Davis was pretty quiet, but he only got 3 runs and he had 6 yards for it. On our receiving front, Curtis Samuel had 4 from 8. Dalton Kincaid is injured. I don't know how serious his injury is. Hopefully he'll be all right, but I'm still waiting to hear news on that. James Cook had 1 out of 3. Kahil Shakir had 6 out of 9 for 58 yards. Again, Kahil Shakir he is one of the best players we have. Matt Collins really stood up. He had 4 from 4, 86 yards, and one monster catch before halftime that Josh Allen threw him. Fell when he caught it, got up, got out of play so we could kick our 3 points for a field goal. So well played, Matt Collins. And Ty Johnson had 3 from 3. So well done, Ty. On the defensive side, our interceptions were Austin Johnson, Taron Johnson, and Taylor Rapp. And Taron Johnson took his back for 23 yards for a touchdown. And it was a brilliant touchdown because he did run a lot more than 23 yards. In our sacks department, AJ Epinesa, Greg Rousseau, Quinton Jefferson, and Taron Johnson all had sacks. So our defense did play very well. They got to Joe Flacco. They put Joe Flacco under severe pressure. And even with Josh Allen having an off day, it means everyone has to stand up. And they did stand up, and well done. And another guy I tapped my hat from last week, and I tapped again this week, is Taylor Bass. Taylor Bass was 3 from 3 with along of 47, and he also kicked 3 extra points. So Taylor Bass is coming into form at the right time of year, and it's good that the last 2 games he has been needed, his kicks have been needed, and he delivered. So well done, Taylor Bass, and well done all the team. It was a 30 points to 20 win. It was a good win considering you're missing your 2 top wide receivers, and please God to be fit for this Sunday because this is the one that we're really setting ourselves up for. Then you had the Vikings at the Jags. This wasn't a great game. The Jags got 7 points, the Vikings got 12s, and it was rough work. A lot of interceptions and a lot of bad throws and a lot of scratching your head. But the Vikings won 12-7, and that's all they care about. Then the Broncos went to the Chiefs, and basically the Broncos should have beaten the Chiefs. They had a last kick field goal to win the game, and somehow their offensive line just collapsed, and the Chiefs went through it like a hot knife through butter and blocked the field goal. They won 16 points to 14. Going into the Sunday's game, neither the Bills are firing on full cylinders or the Chiefs are firing on full cylinders. Whether they're holding back or whether they're just teasing each other, we don't know. I know we were missing players. I'm not a full Chiefs fan, so I'm not going to go into their team and see how many they were missing, but they have a lot of weapons. So I don't know. But I know that the Chiefs are 9-0, and we have to make sure we stop them from being 10-0. They got the win last Sunday against the Broncos, and the Broncos, that's one they left behind them. Then you had the Falcons at the Saints. Derek Carr was back at the Saints as quarterback. They looked a different team. The Falcons, I don't know, like every time you get a high hope about them, they let you down. They threw this game away. They lost 17 points to 20. Kirk Cousins wasn't great. Their team wasn't great. The Saints didn't let them play in fairness, and the Saints wanted it more, and the Saints got the win, so well done the Saints. Mark Hogan was there for all week, getting ready for the Super Bowl and checking things out, and he had a brilliant week there, and I'm delighted for him because he 100% deserves to be over there. They worked very hard himself. Michael McQuaid at Pro Football Ireland. Michael was over in Munich at the Germany game. And those others, Gaelic Gridiron, Jimmy English and co, like he was in Germany too. These guys have worked so hard to get the football NFL to Ireland. And after Sunday's announcement in Munich, it'll be coming sooner rather than later. But Mark was over there at the New Orleans game and for the week before it, and I'm delighted he had a brilliant time, and well done, Mark, fully deserved. Then you have the 49ers and the Buccaneers. Now, if the 49ers lost this, Moody would have been in big trouble because he missed 3 field goals, but he did kick the winning field goal. So well done, Moody. Brock Purdy played very, very well. Christian McCaffrey was back. They didn't use him too much, but they used him enough that he'll be back to the old Christian McCaffrey very soon. Deebo Samuel wasn't very happy with Moody with his kicks and his misses, and it could have cost the 49ers the game because Baker Mayfield did keep the Buccaneers in it all the time. But at the end, the 49ers won 23-20. The Steelers and the Commanders, what another exciting game. This was brilliant. And like the Bengals and the Ravens, it went all the way. And you have to take your hat off to Russell Wilson. He's back for 3 games. The Steelers look a different team. They can throw deep balls. Mike Williams caught a brilliant touchdown. He was released by the Jets, how they needed him. And he caught a brilliant touchdown at the end to get the winning score. It wasn't Jalen Daniels' best performance, but they were facing a phenomenal defense. And the Steelers are a team now that are pushing. They have the Ravens this week, and it'll be interesting to see this game on how it goes, because the AFC North is a powerhouse, and it's a powerhouse between them two teams, because they're not fancy footballing teams, but they're strong, powerful teams, and you have to be able to cope with that, and they can play football too. As for the Commanders, it's a blip, but it has dropped them down to second in the division behind the Eagles, who they play this week. So they have to beat the Eagles to get back on top. They didn't play awful bad. It's just the Steelers were better. Then you had the Titans at the Chargers. Herbert had a good game. The Chargers had a good game. They won 27-17. And the Titans, I think, are just rolling out the rest of the year just to you know, see what pick they get. Will Levis didn't throw an interception, so well done, Will. But they did get a bit of a spanking. And then we go to another spanking, was the New York Jets at the Arizona Cardinals. The Jets have done everything Aaron Rodgers wanted, got everything Aaron Rodgers wanted, got rid of everything Aaron Rodgers wanted, and they got beat 31-6, and I'm delighted. Excuse my smile. Kyler Murray and co just destroyed them. They are a team that's leading the NFC West, and I think right now could be the team to win the NFC West. As for the New York Jets, well, I love to hear the excuses coming into the season, because there's going to be plenty of them, because they were atrocious. So well done, the Cardinals. Then another bit of a spanking, we have 3 in a row now, is the Eagles at the Cowboys. Well, the Cowboys are with Dak Prescott. He's got end of season surgery, I think it's today, on his hamstring, so he's out. Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, and so on, just absolutely destroyed them, made mincemeat of them. Micah Parsons came out afterwards and criticised head coach Mike McCarthy, and it's all turmoil there. And until the Cowboys started Jerry Jones and start fixing it, they ain't going to fix anything. They can bring in whoever they want. That's not good enough, and thank God I'm not a Cowboys fan, because I wouldn't be putting up with it. They're a team that has plenty of weapons. CeeDee Lamb was awful. Now that, not everything's that CeeDee Lamb's fault, but their defense was awful. They're a team that's just, I think, should go for the number 1 pick and rebuild, but you have to start at Jerry Jones. Then on Sunday night, we had the Lions at the Texans. The Texans did not score in the second half. The Detroit Lions won 26-23 with 2 last kick field goals. Deservedly won. Dan Campbell has a team that's really firing on all cylinders. Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions, and how many times can you throw 5 interceptions and win a game? It's very, very rare. But they did. They shut down CJ Stroud. They shut down the Texans. Now, it's one the Texans will scratch their head and say, how do we lose that? We were 23 up, or 23, I think 9 up at halftime, or 7. Not 100% sure, but they did not score in the second half. And it says an awful lot for the Texans that at home, when you're winning the game by so much, a team can turn it around and really shut you down. But in saying that, we did, except we made a mistake at the end of the game. We'll say no more. And then on Monday night, I stayed up till about the second quarter of the Dolphins and the Rams. I would have stayed up a bit longer if it was an exciting game. But in fairness, the Dolphins won 23-15. The Rams were awful. Their offense was awful. Tua Tagovailoa played well. He had a good game. The Dolphins played well. They got their win over in Los Angeles. But as for the Rams, my God, they had all their weapons, and they were playing well, and they had no sacks allowed on Matthew Stafford for 2 games before that, and the Dolphins just battered them. Calais Campbell was absolutely outstanding for a man that's been in the NFL for so long. He absolutely destroyed the offensive line of the Los Angeles Rams, and got 2 blocks and a sack, I think he had. He played awesome stuff. So the Dolphins got to win. So well done. That puts them second in our division. We're 8-2 and they're 3-6. So we'll say no more. And there are the games for this week. I'm sorry, I've ran through it pretty quick, just with the voice, and I just wanted to put a video out there. For the week, I got 9-5. So I'm pretty happy with that. There was 1 or 2 was very hard call, like the Giants and Panthers, the Dolphins, Rams. Like, they're games that could have gone either way. The real shocker for the week was, well, shocker in my eyes, was the Patriots and the Bears. I didn't think the Bears were in that bad a position, but they are. And like they've got loyal fans, and it'll be a miracle to see how they can fix this from there. But anyway, my friends, that is my video for today. I hope to be back tomorrow night, do a video. It'll be a special guest edition with Shelley from the Chiefs. Shelley did a video with me last year before the Bills Chiefs game, and we are doing one again for tomorrow night. Please God, and we'll talk about the Bills Chiefs, the rivalry. We're going to give our predictions for this coming week's games, and we'll have a chat about NFL things. So I look forward to it, and hopefully you'll enjoy it when it comes out on Thursday night. Until then, my friends, thank you very much for watching, and as always, stay safe, stay happy, stay together, and go Bills.